Call the Park and Rec Commission meeting to order for Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. Let's start with commissioner updates. Kate.
I can't unmute.
We can hear you.
No updates.
No update.
All right. Norm, welcome aboard officially.
Thank you. No updates.
And Peter Church does not have updates. Let's go to the next order of business here. Acceptance of minutes. Did everyone get a chance to take a look at them?
Yes.
All right.
You got a motion to accept minutes?
Norm has a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Kate seconds. I guess we have to do a roll call vote. So start with Kate.
Yes.
Norm
Yes.
and Peter says yes.
Okay.
All right. Next agenda item: the resignation of Kaz. Very sad.
Oh, so sad.
Listen.
So sad for us, but amazing for him in his career. He's accepted a position as the assistant director for Watertown Recreation. He does have some background there, so it'll be kind of like a homecoming for him as well. So that's like his second hometown. His last day will be this Friday. And we are gonna do a get together where the public is invited to. It's not just like town hall. Anybody that wants to come by and, celebrate Kaz and send him off, with well wishes and fond memories and all that. We're gonna have a get together at Tavern in the Square at 4:30 p.m. on Friday, January 17th. It will not be the same without him. He's definitely, it's gonna be hard to fill that role, but we have our plan ready to go, so. Questions?
Questions, Kate?
No, we'll just miss him immensely.
I know. All right, so that is Kaz's. Just a couple of updates on projects. So we met with Activitas last Thursday, and we did a review of the first draft that they came up with of the design for the middle school tennis courts and the Wickham baseball design. We had representatives from our department, public schools, a town administrator, DPW, and Activitas did a beautiful job. We spent some time kind of, teasing out some things so that we could get to our goal was the 1.2 million for the total project cost. So we made a lot of edits, so they're gonna go back and work those in so that we can get another updated invoice of what that will cost. So then when they're finished with that, then we'll do another round and take a look at it and see where we're at. But they've been really proactive, really jumping into it because we are in a very short time frame for this. So Activitas has been fantastic. So we're moving along. I'm like, we might actually get that done faster than 36K.
Oh boy.
So speaking of that such, so we'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our meeting with the builders and all of the stakeholders in the building. Originally they had said that May 25 was going to be our completion timeframe, but there's some issues with framing on the second floor that may potentially push the move-in date out further. I'm not sure exactly, but I will find out tomorrow. So at next park commission meeting, we should hopefully have a more updated understanding of when we'll be able to move into that building, so,
Did you
yeah.
have your meeting with Saul? Did you and Saul met?
So Saul met with, Mark Rombacher from
Okay.
the select board and with Justin McCarthy from the school board to talk about usage of the building. Our staff, we actually followed up with, a meeting with the executive staff over at, the school department. So we had a really good conversation and, I think we're gonna try to just work it out in the building at the beginning and see how it goes. And, you know, if we get to a place where, you know, we can't agree or we have to agree to disagree on stuff, then we may have to pull them in to do an MOU in future. But I think, you know, it was a very genuine, honest conversation. And, so, you know, we'll give it a go. We've had a really good relationship with the school in the past and, so, yeah, I think we feel pretty good about, you know, we clearly stated what we need and, you know, they stated what they need and we, you know, had the discussion that the town administrator had made it very clear that it's a town building. So that, if, it is a bonded building, which means that we technically aren't allowed to rent it out. But we're looking into the legality, sometimes you can. But in the future, when we are allowed to rent it out, that, you know, the funds would go into a building stabilization fund in the town account. So that the money, if we did rentals, would not go to the schools, nor would it go to Parks and Rec, it would go to maintain that building. Which, you know, was something we very much wanted to make sure that was set. Yeah, because we're gonna have to still maintain that building.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was a good meeting.
Good.
And then, Tim's been working with, the town administrator's office and our, facilities manager, to figure out how we're going to transfer the land use building, the land use, department on the first floor with the preschool, so the preschool will go down on the bottom floor and they will move up a floor. So we have to figure out the scheduling, all of that, so that there's no interruption of program services. Or as minimal as possible, so, Tim's, you know, working on that at the moment, so. Yeah, I try to do some pictures, so, they did approve putting in the bathroom in the basement, so they're digging out for the plumbing that needs to go in, so that's a new change. And then I don't know if I had ever showed the prep for the game room. I know if you had seen pictures previously, I probably should have put up an old one. It was an absolute mess, so it's looking really good, so. Classic Construction's done a really great job. Yeah, they're problem solvers and come up with solutions, and they've been phenomenal, so it's pretty good. Questions about the buildings? You say woo!
Can you refresh my memory? Did you say the club would move their fall of the start of the school year, so fall 25?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to be a little bit flexible with that schedule, Kate. I think ultimately we wanted to try to run teen adventures there this summer. And that the club would definitely start in fall, and that's still the game plan. We just need to really get a better understanding of what the move-in time is gonna look like. One of the issues is, like, if we get pushed all the way back into, let's say, the middle or end of June, we're not gonna be able to move because we're in the middle of all of our summer programs and we really need to have that stability. So I don't know if that realistically would allow us to start the club in that space, but that's ultimately the goal, is to be able to do that.
Okay, so that's interesting, hoping to get Teen Adventures in, so that would be what, towards the end of summer then?
Well, the hope is that we are able to actually move our offices and everything in before camp starts. But if for whatever reason we have to move in later or when camp starts, I think we realistically will have to rediscuss the moving with all of the parties involved, just because it will be extremely difficult to make that happen.
Thanks.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Special events update. So the next one is Ties and Tiaras Dance. That's gonna be on Saturday, February 8th. So we'll have that, posted up relatively soon. And, I didn't put a location on here yet, but typically we've either done it at, the Shaver Lane cafeteria or the middle school cafeteria. So, we will see where we end up this year. But mark your calendars, it's happening. All right, director update. So, just the year to date. So, we're doing pretty good. Obviously, you can kind of see by this, chart on the bottom. The July through December is usually our months where we have lower revenue coming in. So January, this is January, February, March, April, and May are, our big earning, months. So we're definitely on the uptick. Because this is only, a week and a half into January. So, yeah, we're doing really good. The accounts balance out, we have about, 292 right now. Just as sort of that, base, what we have in the revolving right now, based off of all of that.
Is that mostly ski revenue? What is the most of it right now?
Right now, the reason January has gone up is because we have opened camp.
Oh,
So, January 1 is when we open the summer for, Camp T specifically. Teen Adventures and I believe like sailing and fishing usually are in March, I want to say. So yeah, this is all just Camp T revenue.
Yep.
Yeah, so Camp T is definitely our bread and butter for sure. Any questions about any of that? So coming up, on January 28th, at 7:30 PM, I will be doing a presentation on the fiscal year 26 budget. The big difference, that I'm hoping that maybe they will change their mind on, is that the 50% that the town has been, paying, for the office coordinator, they're suggesting that they're not going to do that in the future.
reasons?
So apparently across the board, there's like a $4 million deficit that they were trying to, be able to figure out how to balance all of that out. So this was one of the chunks of money that they decided that they would keep or relocate it elsewhere. Again, it means that prices, we'll have to look at increasing the prices, which I really don't want to do. Because we're also trying to be able to pay the seasonal staff a fair wage. And, I want to be able to make sure that we can continue to do that. But yeah, we have to make sure that we can cover our full-time staff as well. So, yeah, that's a bit of a blow, but, yeah, we'll have that conversation and see how it goes. And if not, then we will, like I said, we'll have to look at raising prices and figure out how we're gonna be able to cover that. But we also are gonna have to cover, you know, one of the things that I'll put in the hearing budget discussion, which we need to follow up on, is the request from Hidden Lakes. Because they're asking for 10,000 this upcoming year, and then increasing it by 5,000 every year following. Which, you know,
Yeah,
we
right.
do need to have an understanding of why, so. I'll reach out, I meant to do that this week, but, I will reach out tomorrow, to John Folsom and see if we can set that meeting up, because if he's only available on Wednesday nights. Or weekends, which,
Okay,
that's necessarily gonna work, so.
yeah, Wednesday nights are.
Okay, so I'll see if I can set something up. I mean, I'd honestly rather him come in and do a presentation to the park commission, because you guys are the ones in charge of, you know, coming up, approving budgets and whatnot, so. Yeah, so this is really not any much of a change that I increased. It's just, you know, that 50% of the office board that the town wants to.
So with Kaz's departure, will there be, like, there'll be a little bit of a gap right there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So yes, absolutely. And we would bring in a program coordinator, not the recreation supervisor that he was listed as. Or that we had upgraded him, promoted him to. I think someone that's gonna be in that role as a recreation supervisor really has to know the programs.
Sure.
And be able to, manage those program coordinators, but if we have relatively new program coordinators, then obviously we would have anyone coming in, so, for the time being, it doesn't make sense for anyone to do that role.
So with that, a little bit of savings cost there.
That will help, yeah,
And then what's the plan in terms of getting that program coordinator on board?
we have a plan.
Good plan. Plan to be determined. Okay,
Yeah, we can talk about it offline. Any questions about any of the budget stuff?
well, certainly, if we in fact have to cover that $30,000 hit.
Yeah,
I think the Clean Lakes thing really needs to be looked at closely.
absolutely. Yeah, because now you're looking at, I mean, for next year, it'd be 40,600. That's even. And then, yeah, that includes increases by 5,000 every year.
I have a question about the mice control.
Say that again?
Pest control, Fox pest control.
Oh, you were asking about the fox pest? Maybe lost Kate. So the fox pest control is for the shed that we have behind town hall. We store, some of the stuff for Camp T, when it's obviously not in use out there in the shed. And we want to stay on top of, you know, any of the mice that, you know, could potentially nest in there. So, yeah, we have, fox come out on a, monthly basis.
Are
that-
those traps or poison?
What does he do? I'm not 100% sure on that, Kate. I can get back to you.
Yeah, let's check that because
Okay,
we want to make sure we're not killing off our good rodent control that could be
right.
like hawks and whatnot. So
Right.
yes, let's please check that.
Absolutely. Okay, so I will get back to you on that. All right. Anything else on that? Okay. Oh, no, that was it. Okay, so then new business, we did want to try to move this meeting to Monday, but in the time frame that we had, it was something that just felt like it was gonna be too much work to try to do that. So the reason is on Tuesdays, we have speed club, we have cornhole. There's the club after school program. There's one other program that happens too. So, our staff's pretty, stretched out on Tuesday nights. And then February 13th will actually be the last day of skiing for Neshoba for February.
So the 13th is Thursday.
Very,
Also, reading
you are absolutely correct.
calendar wrong.
I do not know why I did that. So, it would be the 10th,
10th.
February 10th. Are any of you able to do February 10th? I can send out a Google poll too, just so we can make sure that we get, info from Saul and, Kevin.
Daughter's last swim event ever is following me, so the 10th is good for me.
Okay, it's like, you can't miss that, my friends.
Hey, 10th works for me.
Yeah, okay. I'll send out a doodle poll, regardless, and hopefully we'll be able to. Kate, do you know if you would be around for that time frame?
I think so. I'll try to check my calendar.
Okay. Okay, so, yeah, we'll give that a try. And then just an update on next month, so, we didn't go over the beach rates and operations tonight because Tim is at a conference in Conway. So we'll do that next month. We'll also do a presentation for volunteer appreciation for Bill Branco. We may actually be able to have Cass present that, we'll see. And then just last minute, the Littleton Road Race had requested the use of Bay Park for that event next September. So we said that we would put that on our commission agenda. But that is all I've got for new business. Do public input, but Dave? Okay.
I don't see one.
I don't have any old business, so that leads us to our adjourning slide. I always try to do some sort of like picture-y kind of thing. So, our bazillion pictures of Kaz and silly face.
Not that I knew Kaz that well, but wish him well for me. I'll be another swim meet this
Yeah,
weekend.
absolutely.
Vermont.
Yeah. So that's it, my friends. Yeah, we can.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Motion to adjourn. Second.
Before we do, I think I should be able to do that 10th, Alicia.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Kate.
So I second that motion.
All
I'll
right.
give it to you. And then I'll do second, Kate. and then-
Okay.
And this is going to be a record, half an hour meeting,
it?
25.
Oh, you have to do roll call.
Oh, roll call.
Yeah.
Nora, motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Kate
Yes.
and Pete says yes.
All right, my friends, thank you so
Bye.
much.